We are live. Hello, Global Game Jam. It's so nice to see you. And well, actually, we can't see you, but we hope that you can see us. I'm Mitko, and I'm here with
Nikolai
and
Yuli.
And these guys are from Repuls. We are from Plovdiv Game Jam. This is located in Bulgaria. And these two guys are from a company called Repuls, which is the general sponsor of Plovdiv Game Jam this year. So thank you guys so much for having our back and being here. Actually, this interview was supposed to be with the Repuls CEO, Colorado Stark, but unfortunately he was sick, so he couldn't come. And these guys were so keen to help me out and save the day, so they came here. So what do you guys do in Repuls?
Well, should I start?
Yeah, sure. Go.
So I'm a gameplay programmer at Repuls, and yeah, I've been working there for about a year and a half, and I'm one of the two programmers on our team.
Okay, so is Repuls the first company you work for, or?
Yeah, and I've had some experience with, on my own, learning Unity and Unreal Engine.
This is cool. And you, Yuli?
I'm actually working in marketing, mainly. I also write game reviews in another website that we own called IOGN. And I marketed a previous game, and I'm fairly new, 6 months so far, and worked several different places, but nothing really game related.
So how do you find the game industry so far?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I've always been interested in games, so I always hope to work in the industry.
I think everyone here has been interested in games, for a while. These guys here, Yuli gave a presentation. Actually, it was a lecture on the start, prior to the start of Plovdiv Game Jam. We have this tradition that every year we hold the Game Jam event. We have lectures before it. And this year, one of the lectures was held by Yuli, and it was about marketing. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, there are way too many steps that you can take, so I can't really explain everything, but marketing, just start whenever you can. There's never too early, never too late. There's a lot of free platforms that can boost your popularity and just put more eyes on your game, like GameJolt, HIO, IndieDB. Of course, use Facebook, Twitter like at least 3 times a day, because the lifespan of a tweet is 15 minutes or so, then it's just gone. And people do pay attention, use hashtags like Screenshot Saturday, and just show off your game. Never be shy to put more eyes on your game. You've worked hard on it, and you should be proud of showing it to people and getting feedback.
And by the way, marketing is something that people are starting to talk more and more about, because nowadays more and more games get released. I think I'm not sure about this, but last time I checked, there were like 30,000 games on Steam, and nowadays it's really hard to pop out, so you have to really put in the work for marketing. And this lecture was actually very useful. Can you give me some tips for free marketing? I mean, you did mention something, but can you give me some pro tips out of the kitchen for free marketing?
Pro? Well, I don't know how pro it would be, but
I want to do nothing. Let's be clear. I want to do nothing and still market my game at the cost of nothing.
Cost of nothing, okay. Doing nothing, that can't really work. Yeah, just stay active. Use websites to put more eyes on your game, which will just give you feedback, make the game better, and in return, you'll get more people interested in your game. The websites that I mentioned, also having a killer pitch really pulls its weight. So having just 2 or 3 sentences, a very short thing to describe your game and just get people, just explain the game in the shortest, concisest way that will make people want to learn more about it. Also, don't be shy to contact journalists if you want to get publicity. It's their job to cover your game, so if you have some writer for some website related to indie games, don't be shy to write to them. That's what they want. Don't be afraid to contact them, and don't be sad if they don't write you back, because they're very busy, they get hundreds of emails weekly. But really, just put your game out there whenever you can, however often you can, and on as many platforms as you can.
This is what I was about to actually start doing the next couple of weeks with my game. I have a studio and we're working on a game, and I was about to start contacting sites for games, game reviews, journalists, etc., etc. And the problem is I don't know how to compose my mail yet. I'm still researching best practices for composing such mails, so that they grab the attention of the journalists and they don't fall down in their stack. And it's something that I have to figure out. So what about you, Nikki? You've been working on a game here.
Yeah.
Actually, both of them have been working on games. One is working on a video game and another is working on a board game. So can you please, guys, tell us more about your games?
Alright, well...
First of all, how did you find this year's topic, this year's theme? What does home mean to you?
Well, at first when we saw the topic, we were all like, whoa, this is so different from all the years it's been before. Well, at least all the years I've been at the Game Jam and followed it. It was very challenging to actually think of something. We had to dig deeper, so to speak. And yeah, in the end we came up with this, we think it's a good idea. After that I realized it's kind of overused at this point, but it's the execution that matters, really. About like you have a house and you're defending it from monsters on Halloween, and the house heals you and you have to protect it, and the monsters come in waves and you have to sort of manage your resources in a way that you go and heal. If you go and heal, the house can take damage, and if you don't heal, the player can die.
So you have to a little bit put in some strategy.
Yeah, so sort of.
So what are you using to make the game?
Unreal Engine 4.
Unreal Engine, yeah.
Actually, we work mainly on that.
You are, yeah. Do you actually have anything on Unreal in Repuls? On Unity, sorry.
No, nothing.
You don't use this peasant engine?
No,
actually, no.
I love Unity.
Yeah, I love Unity.
It's a great engine.
Actually, this is the only engine I work with. It's Unity, but the Unity and Unreal War. It's every time I see the question, which one is better, I cringe so hard.
There's no like better engine. They're so different.
And you know that meme with Michael Jackson eating popcorn. Yeah. They always put it
in the comments.
In the comments, yeah, because you know what's gonna follow. Okay, this sounds actually pretty interesting, and the game looks nice. I actually managed to see it yesterday. Probably later we're going to get to play it.
Yeah, there will be some testing.
Yeah, I'm up for testing if I have the time. Because I don't know if I have the time, but if I have the time, I'll be up for testing. So Yuli, you're working on something different, actually not a video game?
A board game, yeah.
Okay.
So, since the theme is what home means to you, and anyone who has an older sibling will relate to this, that sometimes you get in disputes, like friendly fighting, just one pushes the other or something, you're always fighting over, no, that chair is mine, I'm gonna sit here now. Screw you.
Yeah.
So, we put 4 characters, little sister, big sister, little brother, big brother. They all have their separate traits and stuff in a room, and you build your deck at first. Then it's a turf war. You go around, ending your turn on hexes, you move through the map, and either you fight people when you end your turn on the same hex as them, in which case then you use your deck that you built beforehand, and the one who wins gets the turf. And if you don't manage to kill the other players, and the whole room is taken, because the map is a room and you start on your bed,
okay.
Then you just count who has the most turf. So you're basically fighting with your siblings to get the most space in your room. So you're either packed with 2 players or 4 players.
Okay, yeah,
it's really unbalanced if it's free, because one is caught in the crossfire between the other two. You couldn't really figure it out in such a short time.
Well, that happens to siblings, actually.
So it does work with 2 players.
Yeah,
only,
it does.
So it's not only a 4 player. Yeah, okay, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you saw it beforehand, but we were playing 4 players. It's a lot more hectic with 4 people, because there's constantly more things happening.
I actually couldn't understand a thing from this game. I saw just a hex grid, they were moving around. I was like, yeah, okay, it sounds interesting. You had interesting cards. One of the cards said it's not a card, but it was a card, so what was the deal with it?
So, that card, since we're just testing at this point, we haven't really printed on... We're planning on printing it on nice paper, so it looks cool and we can actually have it as a game that we can play in the office. We don't have that yet, because our artist is still working on all of the art, and we need to have it finished so we can print it out once. So we're using paper, just cut out paper, pen,
just placeholders,
and paper is see-through.
Okay.
Yeah, so we put the card on top of the deck, so people don't see what the other person is about to draw.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but there are quite a few interesting cards, like you have attack cards, which are just household items, like a coat hanger, ladle, stuff like that.
A cat.
No cat, because
You don't throw it.
not everyone has a cat in their home.
There was a wet sock, right?
Not everyone has a bed in their home either.
Yeah.
That's gruesome.
Yeah. Well, it is true, and home means a lot of things. So
Yeah, definitely.
not everyone has a bed in their cardboard box either.
Yeah, true.
Um,
So there are also defense items, which are like slippers or a robe or a jacket. We have a Slavic tracksuit, like an Adidas tracksuit.
Slavic tracksuit,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because we're Bulgaria and Eastern
We're
Europe.
Slavs.
Eastern Europe, everybody.
Yes.
We have Eastern
Comrade.
Europe accents, and we're just pretending that we don't talk like this every day.
We know your spies watching us.
Yes, everyone.
So there's some weird items like there's Banes, which are debuffs. So you try to get rid of those cards if you draw them. At some point, you can have a broken leg or a broken hand, or an eye patch, or there's one item that is very, very different because
So
it
kids
doesn't.
with eye patches, do you like not have another eye?
You can,
Yeah.
you can. There's separate cards for left and right eye, and they
Okay.
have different effects.
Have
Yeah.
your fights with your siblings been that fierce, really?
No, not really.
Okay.
My brother's
that's
pretty
good to
cool.
hear.
And also, he's 8 years older than me, so
Okay,
it wouldn't
yeah.
be very fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Sorry.
But
So-
you have to hyperbolate to make it fun.
Okay, yeah.
So the most unique card doesn't really affect your gameplay wise.
It's my favorite.
It doesn't affect your stats in it at all. It's a ball gag.
It's a
ball gag. Yeah, like
Okay. Ball gag.
full out.
Yeah, you just
Okay. Kids with ball
You
gag.
can't speak at all.
Okay.
Play
It's,
again.
you can't. Oh, you
You
can't.
can't speak
yeah,
if
the
you.
player can speak.
Yeah. the player
If
can't
you speak, you lose a card. And cards
Oh,
are very
shit.
valuable. So if you're playing with 4 people, especially, that's very. It puts an edge on you because you can't really. People can talk behind your back or
Yeah.
go like, yeah, let's screw him up. Let's
Oh,
kill
yeah.
him first, and you can't say anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh well, that's actually gonna be pretty hardcore. Some of those players who can't stop talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I imagine be like, oh no, I can't speak anymore. Oh no, I just oh crap, I lost cards. Oh, I keep losing cards.
And
No!
there goes your whole hand.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
goes it. Okay. Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty cool. And actually, we have only 3 board game teams, I think,
Yeah.
or 4.
Something like that.
But something I've noticed this year, I mean, it's not a big surprise for me because we actually put in a lot of effort into marketing this event to this certain demographic. But this year, Plovdiv Game Jam has a lot of women in the teams. Actually, almost each team has a woman in the team, and I think this is very crucial for the development process because that way the ideas get balanced. And this is just this female touch that
Yeah.
each project needs.
We see things differently.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
exactly, but we have
Different
exact
perspective.
same thing. This exact same thing this year in most of our teams, and from what I've seen so far, the teams making the games, I think this year the game quality has been improved drastically. And I don't know about you if you have walked around seeing other projects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which project did you see?
I saw most of them actually. I even helped on 1 or 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That's,
we got to like just people asking questions. Yeah.
And do you have a favorite project? I mean, we can talk about them. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
I think my favorite would definitely be the one that me and you talked about beforehand. It's a project that is done by 3 students who are very new to game development,
Oh yeah.
and they don't know how to exactly program things, but they've made the art look really cool.
Yeah.
And
some really twisted,
Yeah,
stylized
trippy
Yeah,
stuff.
trippy stuff. And yeah, you said you actually helped them with the coding as well.
Yeah, well, this year we have this mentor program where a couple of guys who have more experience. I have about 10 years of experience in game development. A couple of guys who have more experience with this go around and help teams with what they need. And I am participating in this mentor program. Actually, I'm supposed to be leading the stream, but anytime I have free, I go up there and check on the participants and see if somebody needs anything. And last night I stayed up until I think 2:45. I mean, nothing too crazy. I got some sleep. These guys didn't. These guys didn't sleep. No, actually, a lot of people didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did get some sleep. But I stayed up until 2:45 to help their team ride a boss battle. They're like pretty lost, but I was super happy and excited to help them. They had like all these crazy ideas, and I had to go there and say, no, we have to cut a lot of content, and we have to, the boy from the team, what was interesting is that he kept having new ideas, and he was like, should we add this, should we add that? And I was like, nope, if you haven't thought about it earlier, previously, nope. Let's implement what you have so far, so that we have a working product. Let's connect all the levels, let's do fill all the missing spaces, and then we'll think about other stuff. And they did have awesome art, they have a great idea. But it's a little bit too deep. It's a psychological idea, and they still don't have idea how to link this whole thing to home, because it's actually a deep psychological metaphor.
Yeah, it's very abstract.
Yeah, it is very abstract, and I mean, I would interpret it. I would interpret this game as home is in my head.
Yeah,
and,
I guess,
and for me, for example, it does apply. Home, it could be in your head.
Yeah, those moments where you're alone with yourself and you can think. That's when you feel most at home.
So
Exactly. Yeah. Most
Sorry.
Okay, so I was gonna say that this year, I don't know about you guys. You said it was a different theme.
Yeah, definitely for me.
What I can say about the theme, I'm not jamming this year. If anybody thought differently, but my opinion on the theme is that it is a good theme. It is definitely a good theme. It is a provocative theme. It is a question after all. But the thing with the theme is it wasn't exciting. I mean, last year Transmission was more exciting and Waves was like way more exciting.
Yeah.
I think what Home means to you is more mellow. It's not in any way worse, but it's just the excitement factor is lower. But there's like so much other things to that thing. Like for example, riders. I've seen riders go crazy about this thing.
Actually, that's something when you just said it's mellow, and I had a flashback when we with the whole team at Repuls were planning for it. It was Friday night, and we kept having these crazy ideas about like Vikings and Valhalla and like battlefields. And we're standing there and we're like, how did you guys get this from this team? Where did this idea come from? How did we get Vikings?
I think everyone just wanted to talk and make a game about Vikings.
Yeah,
and they were like,
we wanted to make a game.
It was really far-fetched. Like, home is Valhalla, so you want to go fight and die. You just want to make flags.
Well, actually, that's another thing. I thought at first that the theme was actually a little bit restricting. But then, after I saw what all of the teams came up with, there's like no two games alike. All the games are like all over the place, totally nuts. Actually, I would say that even Waves and Transmission produced similar games, and this year we just have all sorts of games. We have a rape game. You run from a rapist and you need to reach home. And we have like ghost games, we have zombie attacks, tower defenses, all sorts of things.
We have another weird one. We have a game that's made entirely in what was it?
Windows Forms.
Windows Forms.
Oh yeah, we have a game entirely in Windows Forms.
That's a meme,
and
basically.
It's about a UFO abducting a sandwich.
It's about a UFO abducting a guy, and then
a university professor.
Okay.
He's eating a
burrito.
Yeah, I tried to simplify the idea.
Actually, let's not give it all.
Yeah, and it's
crazy.
It's all done only by girls. It's only a girl thing.
And
the craziest idea is from a girls only thing. Otherwise, it's but there is a game where you have to hug your dog. And
that sounds like my favorite game.
Yeah, and it's like there is a dog and there is this guy, and and the dog is standing there, and you have to do. I don't know what you have to do in order to make the hug, to achieve the hug. But as far as I understood, there's like these parables and stuff, and you have to like calculate stuff, and the dog has to calculate stuff, and then it jumps.
Complicated.
It jumps, and then they're like they want to make it a two-player game so that the dog jumps, but the human has to catch it.
Adorable.
Actually, one of my colleagues, it was really late at night. I think it was just 3 or 4 people left from the team. He came back from the other room. He was like, "Dude, I played this game. I went. They said, you want to try the game? Sure. What do? You see that dog? Shoot the dog. How? Press the space bar. He pressed the space bar. The dog shot out somewhere into space.
Yeah.
The guy goes, "Did you like it? I guess that'll be $60." Oh. Bummer.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you want free tips? That's a way.
Well, actually, if he got me to play it, I was like, okay, I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd pay $60 for it, I guess. It's something weird.
Yeah.
It's you know, like this app. There was like this iPhone app. It was called iRich, and it costed $1,000.
Oh yeah.
And people bought it because they thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing. I've actually seen stuff like this. Yesterday we were talking about a game that I saw. It's not a Game Jam game, but it was a game I saw on the on Facebook, the indie game developers group. It was a fap simulator. You have to masturbate, but your mom is watching you, and your mom is some sort of a demon, and it's watching you from the door behind you.
I think.
And it's a first-person shooter. It's a horror game. It's a horror game.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different game then. Then there are more than one games about masturbating.
No, they are
and
more
trying
than
to
one.
find
Yeah. But this game was executed really
Wow.
nicely. I'm talking about game design and graphic and atmosphere here. I mean, yeah, it's a wanking game, and it doesn't sound good. It sounds like it's something really stupid. But actually, as a game, it was like Five Nights at Freddy's, something like this.
Wow.
Okay.
But with wanking, and I was really impressed, and I saw some ideas go that way this year.
I think a lot of cool games come from. Sorry.
Yeah,
No, I'm
and
just asking.
well, I'm talking about the Rapist game and stuff like this.
Oh,
but
okay.
they also are recording their own sounds, and I was like, "Did you like, guys?" I wanted to ask them so many questions about what sounds did they record for the Rapist game, and I was like, "Oh, cool, you record your own sounds. Did you like record?" And they interrupted me like, "Yep, it's exactly how you picture it. It's totally how you."
Awesome.
Yeah. So I can't wait to hear the sounds. Actually, this is something I've been discussing with a lot of participants. Sound has been something that we have been neglecting a lot. Well, not everybody, but a lot of developers have been neglecting sounds, and sound is super important, especially for a global game jam game where you don't have a lot of content. You can't have a lot of content.
Yeah.
Well, at least put some interesting sounds. Maybe they could be funny sounds or.
Sound brings a lot of character.
Yeah, for example, last year I made a puking game. You know, the topic was transmission, and we actually made kind of the same games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
the funniest part was that I made my own game. I never knew what you guys were working on, and you never knew what I was working on,
and they were in two separate engines.
Yeah, two separate engines, two separate. I worked on this alone. They had a team to make awesome graphics and stuff, and they presented the game. The first time I saw the game was at the presentation actually. I heard you ran around and dealt with zombies. That's all I knew about the game, and then I saw the presentation. I was like, damn, this is exactly a reverse of my idea. I mean, in my idea, everybody gets contaminated. They're transmitting viruses to their faces, and in your game, you are transmitting the And I was like, holy shit, yeah, we interpreted the game in the same way. It was like super cool. And hey, so we have another host coming in because we came prepared, and he's also a game developer. Well, actually, all game developers here, except that game. He's an imposter. But
sorry,
marketing
spy.
Yeah. So where was I going? Hey, yeah, I was talking about the sounds, but then I
we kind of
digressed hard. So my game looked like shit. It looked like shit. It was all the characters, because I'm not an artist, I'm a programmer. All the characters I made them in 3ds Max, but they were like super bare bones. They had square heads, and they were like Minecraft characters.
Yeah,
a little bit more detailed, but like Minecraft characters.
Didn't you record sounds?
Yeah, exactly.
Last year?
So this is what saved the game. This is what made the game fun, because everyone who got sick in the game, they were like coughing and swearing in Bulgarian, in Slavic Bulgarian, and it was. This is what actually made the game fun. They told me that the game was sick.
That was horrible.
So how much do you have left? How much work do you have left on your game?
We have, in terms of like work, I guess one character and some texturing, and we're almost done.
You're almost done. So Are you planning to get some sleep before the presentations, or?
I would have to. I honestly, I wouldn't be able to function if I go on.
You gonna go home, or are you gonna try?
I'm gonna find some place here to lay down. And
Yeah. Did you bring a sleeping bag?
No, I would just.
Just lay on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's this secret spot that I recently learned was not so secret anymore. But on the second floor, I mean, not the second floor, but the floor above the floor we are on.
Yeah.
There is this hall with a couple of couches and stuff, and people use it to get some sleep.
Oh, really?
I don't know. You can try checking out.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, I don't know if this is it's gonna be taken or not, but yeah. I think it's worth.
Well, now that you spoiled it, you
Yeah.
said it to everyone.
Oh shit! I hope nobody's watching. Yeah. Well.
I'm not getting any sleep, am I?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So actually, I hope Colorado gets well soon.
He's getting better. Like,
Can you tell us more about Repuls and projects you're working on? I'm sorry. Can you tell us more about Repuls?
About what?
I don't know about Repuls. Yeah, can you tell us more about your company and maybe like this? Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Like this, yeah.
So last.
Okay, let's put it down.
Yeah, sure.
the last game we actually released recently. It was a VR game where it had kind of lewd elements. We had a strip club, but in the end it became optional, and it's mostly an action game with some climbing, and yeah, it's only VR and set in a sci-fi world. Our marketing team did a great job at marketing it.
I mean, we started the game was in development for 2 years, and we started
Yes.
marketing it 6 months before release.
6 months before release. Yeah, that's
So
it
we didn't
was,
really have that much time.
it was
Okay.
a tight window for.
Kind of.
Well, I have no idea about marketing, and I wouldn't know how much this is. But yeah, I guess if you say so, if you say it's a little time, then yeah, I believe you.
It's not really that little. It's just the whole marketing team kind of started as people who were just getting into the industry.
Ah, okay.
Colorado really helps a lot of people. He hires
Yeah,
people who
definitely.
are just trying to get into the industry and trying to learn new things. He gives us a chance, and
Yeah, he's awesome.
he really helps a lot.
So what's the game called, and where can we find it?
Experiment Gone Rogue, and it's on Steam, and you can download the demo at itch.io and GameJolt, and on our website.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you have a VR set and you're into stuff like this, I think this is a very great
Vive
game.
or
yeah.
Oculus.
Vive or Oculus, yeah.
We can't really say it's 100% working
Yeah.
on mixed
The
reality.
mixed reality was kind of a
Iffy.
yeah after that. So
Some people say it works. Tried it, said it works.
So what's next for you guys?
so we're prototyping a project. I am not sure I can say because Corvaldo
Okay.
is not here.
Yeah.
What exactly
It's
it
gonna
is?
beat you.
It's gonna be interesting to say the least.
It's
Like,
gonna be a good game.
yeah. It's
Are you developing a good or a bad game?
I would
It's gonna be
say
interesting.
it's gonna be an interesting game for
do, you
now.
have, do you have enough purchases?
Sorry?
Do you have enough?
Oh
purchases?
no.
It's gotta be probably.
That would be a good game.
It's
then.
probably a good game. Yeah. Okay, so you can't tell us more about this. It's probably with Unreal.
Yeah, it is Unreal, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be VR again, but we'll see. We're testing
might.
stuff out. Yeah.
It's not gonna be VR. I got the impression that Repuls is only going to develop for VR.
No.
Oh.
We like Colorado kind of wants to branch out and.
Oh, that's good because I'm broke as hell. I can't afford a VR set right now. I would like to play our game, but I just can't. So,
Most people can. So
Yeah, most
Yeah.
making a game that's not in VR really reaches a much broader audience.
Yeah, it's a niche
And
market. So
people who can.
is it still a niche market though?
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
How in terms of but in terms of marketing, how does that go? Is it easier to market a VR game, or like what are the details about that?
I mean, technically, the only game we've marketed so far was a VR game. So
So you have nothing to compare it.
Yeah, I guess. But you can actually check the Steam stats for how many people have VR and what type of headset they use. It's a very, very small percentage. So it's a very niche market, and you really gotta grab their attention. Because with non-VR games, it's like they go from things that cost like 10 cents to games that cost $100.
Yeah.
And
you can really afford to put $100 price tag because there are no games and people just have to buy this.
Yeah. On VR, really people who have the headsets, they also have a sick computer as well. So just so they can run the VR, they can play non-VR games as well. They're not limited to only VR. So it's not like they're cornered and trapped. We have them in our pockets.
Okay.
So kind of, you have to make it very interesting, even though it's VR, and that makes it special on its own.
Okay, that's actually a couple of things that have changed because I spoke with Colorado a couple of years ago, and he was just starting Repuls. I think Repuls didn't even exist by then, or I don't know.
2016 is when it started.
Well, then I got that wrong. Anyways, I'm sorry about that, but yeah,
that's the official starting date.
Yeah, I spoke with him 2017, and back then he was like, "Yeah, VR is actually a good investment because at this point there are so few games for VR that you can just basically take them and sell it as a full game, and people are gonna buy because there aren't enough."
I'm not saying
VR.
it's a bad investment if you do it right. You can really prosper.
So, what do you guys think about? What are your guys' thoughts on Half-Life VR?
Half-Life VR.
Half-Life 3?
Yeah. Did you not know about what's coming?
I think I gotta
Did
make a purchase.
No.
What?
Yes.
Pulling up Steam.
Oh, it's
Log into my
it's
Steam.
not out. we don't know a lot about it, but did you know about
It's
Half-Life?
very hush hush.
Yeah, but
Can you
it's not Half-Life really.
can you speak up, please?
It's not Half-Life really.
Then what it is?
I think it's an evolution. I'm excited because it's the same universe, and I love the story and the feel of it.
Yeah.
But it's not Half-Life 3.
Okay, so
I mean, let's face it.
It's never gonna happen.
No.
yeah. Okay, so just to get you up to speed.
Yeah,
you know,
really.
Half-Life 1 happens in Black Mesa where you tear open the
Yeah.
portal time, the resonances cascade and stuff, and aliens come. And then a lot of years pass, I think 20 something, I don't know, or 16, I don't know. A lot of time passes, and Half-Life 2 takes place in Eastern Europe.
Yes.
And by the way, I think the lead artist is a Bulgarian, Victor Antonov. Yeah, and
not anymore, I think.
yeah, not anymore. But actually, the buildings in Half-Life 2, you see, the panel blocks and the old buildings from City 17. They're basically reflecting Sofia, our capital. So as a kid, I was like super stoked to play because I felt like I'm playing in Sofia, in my home city. Yeah, there weren't like any actual sceneries that have been recreated from Sofia, but the vibe we had, it was like very similar. Well, minus the combine stuff in the aliens.
Oh,
and yeah, and the absence of children. God damn it! But so a lot of time passes, and you take place. It all takes place after the 7-hour war, where the combine comes and that takes over. And from what I know, Half-Life VR is going to be about this kind of period, about from the events of Black Mesa through the 7-hour war, something like this. So I'm really excited, and I have to sell a kidney or two to get a VR set because I have to.
You could always drop by our office and test it.
Yeah, maybe if I drop by your office, I'm gonna stay at your office
You're welcome.
until I go through the game. Like,
Hey guys, we
several-
perform Repuls here.
yeah.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get my car, drive from Sofia to Plovdiv.
Just play again.
Yeah, it's still gonna be worth it though.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be worth it. So yeah, and
So did
I'll
you
have some great
try?
company.
Was it called Catching the Freeman or?
Oh
Finding Freeman?
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
hunting the Freeman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
don't want to throw shade on
actually,
games, but
I did follow the game back in the indie developer groups. I participate in indie game developers and indie game chat in Facebook group. Those are Facebook groups, and I saw the game and some cutscenes from it like way back before it went viral, and I actually got really excited for the team and I rooted for them, and I was really happy when they released the game, but I didn't know anything about it, and then I read reviews and was like, oh
Did you try
yeah,
it?
too bad. No, but I saw some comments on it. Game design wise and level design wise, it's horrible. It's absolutely absurd. You have no idea. It's absolutely counterintuitive.
And it's on Steam. It's like Valve is giving them the okay. It's like we approve of this.
Valve is giving the okay for everything nowadays.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is.
It was kind of a shame for that franchise but
Well, yeah, but it's an official title. They're working on Boreal Aleph right now, and also what's the other one? The Borealis project or whatever. Project Borealis.
Then something. I don't know.
And Boreal Aleph.
Yeah.
And they're both taking different, takes on the whole thing. One is trying to modernize the whole thing and use Unreal and translate old game mechanics into new game mechanics that have been established through the recent years, and the other one is trying to stay true to its origins. But I don't know how it's going to. I keep following the projects. I'm really excited for the guys because they're doing this in their free time, and everything looks really professional, and I'm really excited for this. So, thank you guys so much for helping me out with this interview. You saved the day, literally. And
thank you for having us.
I'm not gonna be torturing you anymore.
Sorry for being so sleepy.
Yeah, sorry, we were kind of.
We're working at around 10% right now.
Yeah, I know, guys. So you're free to go now. It was a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna go upstairs and try the game again, maybe later. But now we're gonna leave you to your sleep. And maybe run some footage from the cameras up there so everybody can see what's going on in our game jam. We have 3 rooms with participants. One room is only reserved for Repuls, so how many people are you there?
The development team is 8 people and the marketing is what? 4.
So I have like 12 people in total.
Yeah.
So one room is only for Repuls, and there are 2 other rooms for teams formed at the game jam. No, one of the rooms is for teams formed at the game jam, and another one is for teams which have been pre-formed before that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Likewise.
We'll be back in a while, in a moment, in whatever.
A second.
Yeah.
Sometimes.